First and foremost, I need to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency Dr. Peter Ndubisi Simba, who simply carried the leadership with excellence and the humility that it requires. I want to tell you that Ministry of Labor is about policy that guides, the workforce, when I mean the formal sector, and then creating an enabling environment, and then making sure that their wages are balanced accordingly. But you can see we have a governor in Enugu who had understudied all this in advance, and it became part of his manifesto, and he has done all that is required by the grace of God. One is that if you look at, if you say about enabling environment, let's take that for instance. Security was a challenge here that we visibly had lost Mondays. And then again, Fridays, public servants will go to burials and all that. But under Pitamba, that has been totally eradicated. That Mondays, the place is secured, the environment is secured by introduction of the DRS, and then the most, most appraised and then, confirmed control and command center, which is known, like you don't have it anywhere around the country. So now in Enugu here, you are sure that public servants, our lives, our parents, our children, we are secured. That's the basis for which an enabling environment can thrive. Then if you look at opportunities that's also brought on ground outside security, I take for instance Enugu Air. I'm coming from Ugwuomunike, Ugwuom is an axis, around that airport. Okay? For the fact that he took the transport sector to another level, both on the ground, on the air, and what I view road infrastructure. You can see that the local government chairman of Enugu East, because the international wing of the airport was going to be concessioned to Enugu. Do you understand? He took an advantage, and then most people from my local government, about 400 of them, have now undertaken studies in aviation school in Lagos, board certified, and most of them are getting ready to be employed, engaged by the Enugu state government in the concession international wing. If Pitamba didn't provide that platform for Enugu Air, you won't be talking about that today. Okay. You come to other moribund industries, you can see they speak for itself. You take Niger Gas also, that is there in Emena. It was moribund. Nobody was talking about it 20 years ago. Pitamba came, it's now revitalized, and you can see the opportunities also provided for our people. You leave that, you can count on and on. Go to Flour Mill, it was moribund. Now you have people are there getting employed and engaged. Meanwhile, it's not within the constitutional rights or purview of Ministry of Labor to create job, or create employment. But the government has undertaken our job to have provided a enabling environment, and then you see all the textile sectors are working. Look at even the advert of yesterday. I just came out from an event and I got on my phone that the new international hospital, they are recruiting, and people should apply online. The man is an all-rounder. He's made the job simple. He's carried governance with dignity and simplicity that he requires. So I thank him for the opportunity he has provided.
All right.
I thank God that the government is quite transparent. The core values of this government is transparency, accountability, and traceability. Everything that the governor has done, you can trace them, is accountable, and you can see them physically. Let's take, for instance, when it comes to digital economy, what he has done. You know that the Ministry of Science and Tech, the one is headed by Prince Engineer Lawrence Eze.
Yes.
The Tech Festival. You've held the third edition of it in Enugu. And you can see that over 50,000, let me not exaggerate, of our people has taken advantage of that. You go to the SMSE Center, where Chilofe Jr. is SA to the governor, is also doing great. You see that it's about digital economy, and people are taking advantage. And then just a month ago, the governor said, constituted a council to look at that non-formal sector. When we talk about labor, we'll deal with those who are already in public service space, and we're also trying to see what we can do to bring in those in the informal sector, to give them the required training and all that. So he constituted a council that is headed by him, and the secretary is the secretary to the government, Professor Chidebe Ronya, and then the Commissioner of Education and other, TIC government officials and the council to bring out a working paper to enable us have all this informal sector, trained, and then so they can take advantage of these opportunities available now to get trained, certified, and then be able to be engaged by government. Well, with this, the way the government of Enugu is structured now, one thing is critical. If we own this government, if we are co-owners and run this government together, I mean, what the governor has done will outlive all of us. One is that our people should get up and accept where we are. Do you understand? And then protect what we have got, what the governor has been able to do. Once we take this government as our own, everybody will kill as appropriate. Okay? So there are no gaps anymore because it's already consolidating on those who are employed. I give you an example. The Green Smart Schools. Over 10,000 teachers were trained to get into the Green Smart School to teach. In the ESCO of last, governor and the ESCO approved again that 4,000 again will be engaged. They are going to be trained. So tell me, the gap is no longer there because one is that there's a process for which you're going to be recruited. If you get this training, then they fix you the right place. There's no gap anymore as to whether you were on ad hoc or that. It's totally eliminated in this structure, in the way the governor has already structured this. So you get trained and fit into a particular zone, get improved, keep improving yourself and get trained more, so that we'll get the best out of the place in favor of our generations to come. Mention coal, for instance, which is one of the deposits here that we're known for. I want to put it on record, because of the federal government bureaucratic, convenience, the way it was structured. The coal actually was here and is still here, but we don't have control over it. Recall that before you do anything with coal, you have to go to Federal Ministry of Mines and all that. It's this government, Dr. Pitamba, who had made sure that some area of the coal deposits in Enugu is now concession to Enugu State. Let it be clear. Because before now, people will come here and excavate these coals without, reporting to anybody, without consulting anybody. And when you go there, they say federal government has authorized them, giving them license to do that. But Pitamba had done justice to it by securing part of it in favor of Enugu. He has said it a couple of times that in due course, no distant time, he's going to liberalize that because there's already a company that will do a power, that's coal to power company that will generate up to 600 megawatts in favor of Enugu people. In Enugu here, using coal.